This is what I walk through every day, every couple days. So, really this is what you'd expect to see on your walk to work, on your walk to school, pretty much anywhere in Canada. I'm out here on the west coast, Vancouver Island, but you know, in the past, I used to live in downtown Toronto. It's pretty much the same as this. You throw a dart at the map anywhere in Canada, that's what you'd expect to see. I don't want to mislead you if you're watching this in China or Japan. You know, one part of Canada is pretty much the same as the other. You see this? You see this? Nowhere is safe, man. Nowhere is safe. So on this walk already, I have seen deer and some wild rabbits. Today I did not see any woodpeckers, but the signs of them are everywhere all around us. Like I say, I mean, it's pretty much the same as living in Toronto or anywhere else, being here on the west coast of BC. It's just, you know, your absolutely typical walk to school, walk to work for any Canadian. Not as many bears out here on the island. Not so much of a concern about bear attacks. I mean, I guess the differences are little things, like differences of dialect. They have these bushes here that grow berries. I don't know if we'll come up on one, just about everywhere. And local people call them blackberries. I find that a little bit weird, you know? We have the same thing in the streets of Toronto, you know, just about everywhere. We used to call them crackberries. I don't know why that is. It's like a difference in dialect or something. Or it's like the only thing you can get in the streets of Toronto after about 8 p.m. Something like that. So on a regular day, this is really quite a busy area. This is their First Nations house that they choose to call First Peoples House for reasons that would take a while to explain. And this is not a regular functional building on the campus. It is partly, of course, a symbolic gesture to our native people here in British Columbia. Recognition, some sense of gratitude that this university is being built on their bones and their ashes and on the snuffed out potential of what their civilization could have been if it weren't ground under the boot heel of the British Empire. And while that recognition here may merely be symbolic, I do appreciate it. And I do appreciate going to a university that has this type of symbolic architecture at its center, literally and figuratively, rather than being at a university that has a Christian church or a Catholic cathedral or even a Buddhist temple. So while that may be merely symbolic, I do appreciate it. Now, I would appreciate it quite a bit more if any First Nations language were taught on this campus. Any one whatsoever. And it were possible for a single student to learn a single sentence in any native language at a time when those languages are struggling to survive. But there it is. A chosen evening when this usually bustling area is completely empty. And that's pretty much the core of the campus. It'll be closed now, but the end of that garden path, that's the dining hall, where there are indeed vegan options. So this looks like we're back in the middle of the forest, but this is the dead center of the campus. This is where I pay to read books and to have professors pretend that they respect my opinion. They do a very nice job on the landscaping for a Canadian university. It's not really impressive compared to universities in Taiwan, to be honest with you. But of course, part of what's going on here is that the university has to justify the cost of tuition. And they have competition right next door just a couple of bus stops away, there's another university called Kamosan, where they teach some of the same things at a much lower price. And actually, when I was studying Chinese, people were telling me that the next university down the street had a better quality Chinese education at a lower price. And when I was studying Japanese, actually, the professor herself suggested that I try that university, the competition, just a few bus stops away. Again, suggesting I would get a better education at a lower price there. But part of what you pay for is the view, I guess.